Thank you for being here tonight as we celebrate the class of 2020. Thank you for your patience as our graduation has evolved and even evolved as of today. We ask for your patience tonight. Obviously, we've had no practice, so these kids are winging it, but they're a pretty smart group, and we're sure they're going to take care of themselves tonight. It's a chaotic time in this world. There's a lot of things that are going on, but for the next hour, we ask that you put all that aside and focus solely on celebrating these kids and their accomplishments. They've done a whole lot for us the last 13 years. We give back a little bit tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk just a little bit about what we've learned in school. Over the past 18 or 19 years, you parents have molded these students. And for the last 13 or 14 that redshirted at the elementary, their teachers, coaches, directors have imprinted on them what it is to be a Maverick. And tonight, we want to talk about the academics that were learned, reading, writing, math, the sciences, the histories. Talk about the character that was imprinted on these young men and women by the people that are in attendance tonight. And talk about the perseverance. Often the question is asked, why do we have to have whatever class? It's usually a math or a science. And the answer is simple. It is to prove your perseverance. When you pass a class, you have proven that you have the ability, both emotionally and physically, to take care of what is needed to be taken care of in that class. And so that's why we do algebra, because we learn perseverance. We learn to take a task to completion. But one of the most important lessons has been learned over the last 12 weeks. And that's one of the hardest lessons for each of us to learn. And that is life sometimes is not fair. However, no matter what comes at us, whether it be a diagnosis, a loss of a job, a loss of part of our senior season, it's not about what happens to us that defines us. It is our reaction in the midst of the storm that will define us as human beings. And so tonight we want to talk about some of the lessons that we did learn and where we go from here. The first thing is, in all things, be the better person. That is a hard concept these days. But our job as Mavericks is to always be the better person. I had someone tell me one time, don't be wrong in your right. Even if we feel that our argument is successful and our argument is the better argument, a lot of times we become wrong in the way we pursue that argument. It's okay to have a friend that has a differing opinion than you do. We can still be friends. I want to sing, or I'm not going to sing, heaven forbid. I'm going to quote some of the lyrics from one of my favorite songs from Tim McGraw. It says, hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you've put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. And finally, don't take for granted the love that this life gives you. When you get where you're going, don't forget to turn back around and help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. So as I leave you today, I want to leave these three things. Always stay true to your values. People in this stadium, teachers, your coaches, your parents, they've all depended on you, what it is to be a Maverick. Remember who you are, and finally remember whose you are. It's a great day to be a Maverick. The class of 2020 would like to acknowledge and recognize their senior class sponsor, Ms. Lauren Haddon, high school counselor, Ms. Sandra Lehman, administrative assistant, Lonnie Doyle, assistant principal, Patrick Odom, and Rodney, Brian, Glenn, and all of our maintenance people. They did an amazing job tonight, and without them, this isn't possible. They did an awesome job. They've been instrumental in the preparation of this special event. Please join me in a round of applause. Finally, the class would like to thank the Eastland Independent School District Superintendent and Board of Trustees for making this event possible. Would you please stand and be recognized as I call your name? Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Jason Cochran. Assistant Superintendent, Jeremy Williams. Board President, Chief David Hullum. Vice President, Billy Bob Orsog. Board members, Mr. Donald Cade, Mr. Brent Kirkland, Mr. David Haddon, Mrs. Deidre Sadler, and Mr. John Burke. On behalf of the class of 2020, thank you for all your service that this school and community and your unselfish contribution that you make to the education and welfare of our youth. Again, thank you. Now let us stand for the invocation led by Ms. Bailey Browning. We ask that you please remain standing for our national anthem.
Please pray with me. For this big day in our lives, we give you thanks for being surrounded by our family and friends, and the memories that you have allowed us to make from kindergarten all the way through this senior year. Please help us to hold on to those friendships and memories as we move into the future, yet be prepared to make many more. And Father, prepare us to courageously move into the years ahead with the faith that you will give us. Struggles are sure to come and we will mess up, but help us know that you will always be there for us. Lord, bless each and every one of our teachers, leaders, coaches, and parents. They have taught us right, led us strong, and had great patience. We will give you the praise for all of our accomplishments. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Thank you, Bailey, and thank you, Joshua Karki, for leading us in our national anthem. Now we will introduce our 2019-2020 Maverick of the Year. This student was selected by the teachers of Eastland High School and fully represents what it means to be a Maverick. He is not only a dedicated student, athlete, but he strives to be a leader in all of his endeavors. He is a role model to the younger Mavericks and a servant in the community. The student has the privilege of coming before you to provide recognition to the most important people in their education other than their family. This year's recipient of the Maverick of the Year Award goes to Mr. Anthony Bonilla. Anthony will be attending Tarleton State University to play football while majoring in criminal justice and business. He plans to become a state trooper.
I'm honored to receive the Maverick of the Year Award. Let me begin by telling you my story. I was born here in Eastland and attended Mulberry School and kindergarten, but I moved away in the first grade. And let me tell you, there's nothing worse than not wearing the red and black and being called a Maverick. I was blessed to move back and I've loved every second of it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I would first like to start off by thanking God for all the blessings and opportunities He has given me, and nothing is possible without Him. Next, I would also like to thank my family for the support, love, and encouragement they have given me. They have set the example of the person I want to be. Thank you for making me into the young man I am today. Even though it's been 13 years, it still feels like yesterday. We are eating animal crackers, taking naps, showing off our bright colored clothes, wearing our fast shoes, and doing up-downs all the athletic period. It's crazy how fast time has flown by, and if I could go back, I would in a heartbeat. The past 4 years will be some that I never forget. One of the things I'll miss most are my conversations with our custodian, Barry Hart. A lot of people go on about their day without fully understanding what all this man has done for our school. He makes sure each and every facility we have is clean as a whistle. Thank you for everything you've done, Barry. I would also like to thank Mr. Cochran, Mr. Williams, the rest of the administrative staff, Mr. Odom, and last but not least, Mr. Bramlett. He can now go on his days with me not asking if he's gonna work. It is these people that are in charge of keeping things running so smoothly and are a big part of why EHS is the best. I would like to thank the amazing coaching staff here at Eastland. Y'all have built us into young men and women. You have taken us and taught us what it means to be a family. I could go on and give countless stories of each coach of our staff, but I don't want to keep y'all here all day, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I would also like to thank Mr. Cox, Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Lawrence, and everyone else who has helped with the band. Y'all have impacted many of my friends' lives, as well as making our band one of the best in Texas. I know I wasn't any good at playing an instrument, but I sure did enjoy listening to y'all play and back us up on the field each Friday night. Finally, I would like to thank every single teacher here at Eastland High School. Y'all are the heart and soul of EHS, and y'all do way more than what is asked of y'all. I have loads of respect for each and every single teacher because I know the kids they've had to put up with, including me. But with that being said, they've never turned their backs on the students and have always been there. You are the real heroes. Thank you. Last but not least, my classmates. Thank y'all for being who y'all are and excelling in everything you've done, whether it be sports, band, or in the classroom. The class of 2020 has truly been something special. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. Remember, once a Mav, always a Mav.
Thank you, Anthony. And now I'd like to introduce our salutatorian, Mr. Santino Sonny Camacho. Sonny will be attending the Moody College of Communications Honors Program at the University of Texas in Austin, majoring in political communications and public relations with goals to improve rural communities. Today, he is proudly wearing a white stole, signifying his persistence and dedication to education. The class of 2020 salutatorian, Mr. Sonny Camacho.
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to thank the administration, parents, and most importantly, my class for coming together to make this graduation happen. It isn't much of a stretch to say this is not what any of us imagined or wanted, but we made the best of it. And that, in the end, is what really matters. This graduation is not just a testament to the perseverance of the faith of our class throughout the last 4, but perhaps looking back on it, this graduation is the best representation of what we have. We've always been known to do things a little different and a bit better than everybody else. Tradition states that the job of the salutatorian is to speak on behalf of the class, to thank their friends, teachers, families, and to reminisce on the memories that were made along the way. While this graduation is everything but traditional, I will do my best to keep that idea for once in this lifetime moment. So let us, whether we are inside this field or in the Marshall Gym, where we made so many memories, celebrate that moment. Tradition also states my job as salutatorian is to give you the truth. So I'm not going to stand up here and pretend that leaving won't hurt. But as happy as I am to go forward onto a blank page and write my next chapter, there will always be a special place in my heart for Eastland, Texas. If my words on behalf of the class are nothing more than a love letter to this small town, I'll have left here doing so with a smile on my face. So here it goes. Dear Eastland, thank you. 5 years ago, my mom and I moved back here looking for a better opportunity and a better life. Despite having grown up right next door in Ranger, I still felt myself a stranger, and I would be lying if I said I had any clue what to expect. What I got was a community that accepted my family and me with open arms, a community that was there for me when I was at my best and never went away when I was at my worst. A town that surrounded me with opportunity, hope, chance, and allowed a small kid to chase big dreams. Thank you for the football games where I cheered for my friends. Thank you for the dances and proms that made me smile. Thank you for the loves, losses, rising highs, and crushing lows that came from calling myself a Maverick. But most importantly, thank you for investing in me, in all of us. Sincerely, Santino. I'm incredibly humbled to be your salutatorian and for all that you have done to help me push forward despite all the obstacles that stood in my way. So this graduation means so much more than the words on that diploma. It's not about just the next year or the next 5 years. It's about wanting to do something to lay a foundation for generations of kids who grew up just like I did. Ever since I got here, this community has invested in me, and I want to invest it back into your children, our children. This is why starting next year, thanks to the support from the school, my mom and I are announcing a small $500 scholarship for students in Eastland County. We understand it's not much, but to parents struggling to fund their child's future like ours was, we know every dollar makes a difference. And that's what this is all about, making a difference. Because for me, in under an hour or so, my high school life will come to an end. When I walk this stage and transition from student to alumni, the challenges, experiences, successes, and sacrifices will be left as memories, anecdotes to tell my future kids of a time since past. The same is true for us all. And someday, when our letterman stop fitting, the band stops playing, and the crowd stop cheering our name, we will hold tight to these memories and even closer to the friends that made them with us. So while this year has exactly as we had wanted, stop. Take a good look at the people, friends who you spent the last 4 years with, you laughed with, you cried with. Your teammates, your coaches, and the people that made you, you. Those are what you'll remember. Not what or when, but who. Because that's what high school is all about. Thank you.
Sunny, thank you for sharing and being invested in your school, community, and family. It is an honor to have you share with us this evening as we get to celebrate the ending of one of life's most memorable stages and the beginning of the next one. At this time, we will recognize different groups of students who have achieved academic awards and scholarships. As we go through the awards, please feel free to applaud each group or individual at the end of their recognition. The first award we have tonight is one that is chosen by the senior class. This year's Mr. and Miss EHS are Mr. Anthony Bonilla and Miss Brynna Foster. You may be seated. The Eastland High School faculty selected the best citizen for 2019-2020. These awards, Mr. Santino Camacho and Miss Hanna Jordon. You may be seated. Another group of seniors that we will recognize at this time are the Eastland High School Students of the Month. Each month, the EHS faculty is asked to, and one girl, graduates, please rise and remain standing as your name is called. August, Anthony Bonilla and Cameron Jones. September, Heath Slavens and Bailey. October, Santino Camacho and Hanna Jordon. November, Peyton Rowe and Brynna Foster. December, Dylan Carlton and Sierra Wells. February, Richard Whittington. February, Joshua Karki and Karis Shirley. March, Leo Hernandez and Jordan. April, Nathan Majors and Peyton Menzies. May, Douglas Payne, Lauren Bonilla. You may be seated. Masonic Lodge number 467, the Eastland chapter of the number 280, and the Grand Masonic Lodge of Texas, the Mirabeau B. Lamar Award for Personal Achievement, is to recognize young people who are outstanding achievers. The students will each receive a $1,000. This are Mr. Jonathan McCoy and Anna McGrath. You may be.
Beta Club members are wearing gold stoles. In order to become a member of the Eastland Beta Club, students must have an overall average of 93 or above. Beta Club, please. You may be seated. The Distinguished Achievement graduates are wearing a red cord. Students graduating with the Achievement Graduation Plan chose the plan with the most rigorous coursework and requirements. Will the Distinguished Achievement please stand? Thank you. To grow, you must have an overall of 90 or above. Thank you. You may be seated.
The state of Texas recognizes those students graduating in the top 10% wearing the gold medallion. The top 10% of the class of 2020 are Sierra Wells, Santino Camacho, Brynna Foster, Hanna Jordon, Jordan Mays, Laura Tucker, Brooklyn Dar, and Myra Hernandez. You may be seated. This year we have several students wearing blue cords or gold stoles who were inducted into Phi Theta Kappa. Phi Theta Kappa is a junior college honor society, and in order to be inducted as a member, a student must have a 3.5 cumulative grade point average with a total of 12 college credit hours or more. Members must maintain a 3.0 GPA. Will the members of Phi Theta Kappa please rise? You may be seated.
At Eastland High School, students can begin taking dual credit courses their sophomore year. Some of these students work towards earning their associate's degree. Overall, this senior class is graduating with just over 1,100 hours of college credit. 17 students graduate in early May with their associate's degrees from Ranger. Which are Anthony Bonilla, Santino Camacho, Brynna Foster, Mara Hernandez, Kristen Herrera, Cameron Jones, Hanna Jordon, Joshua Karki, Jordon Macy Magaha, Hanna McGrath, Mendoza, Leslie Palacios, Laura Tucker, and Austin Rose. Thank you. You may be seated.
Our students apply and receive numerous scholarships. Many of these scholarships are from the generous support from local donors in our community. We have a large number of graduating seniors receiving local scholarships totaling nearly $65,000. If you are one of the students receiving any scholarship at this time, you may be seated. We have two students who have enlisted to serve our great nation in the United States military. These students are Michael West, who graduated in December and is currently serving in the United States Army. And we have Douglas Payne, enlisted in the United States Navy. You may be seated.
Guys, we apologize about the mic. We are trying to work it out on the fly. At this time, I take honor in presenting Miss Sierra Wells, the valedictorian of the 2020 graduating class. Sierra will receive the State of Texas Honor Graduate Certificate, which entitles her to a scholarship for tuition to any state college or university in Texas. She will be attending Tarleton State University, pursuing a degree in communications through the honors program, and a future career in journalism. Sierra is also wearing a white stole, representing her dedication and persistence to excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, Sierra will now share her valedictory address.
Good evening. It is an honor to have the opportunity to speak to you tonight. I am so happy that we, the Eastland High School graduating class of 2020, can be together one last time to celebrate and commemorate the many years and accomplishments that have brought us to this moment. To our parents and family members, teachers, administrators, school board, and friends, thank you for being here tonight to show your love and support. We would not be present today, prepared to face the world, without your constant devotion, guidance, and sacrifice. Just as the many graduating classes that came before us, we started this year looking forward to the new challenges and traditions that accompany being seniors. However, with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, we were not able to fully experience what senior year had to offer. And though we were glad to do our part to keep our families, school, community, and nation safe, as a class, we were disheartened to miss the last few months of school with the promise of competitions, ceremonies, and last days with friends and teammates. We were looking forward to championship games, proms, banquets, contest days in UIL, FCCLA, AG, band, art, theater, and many more events that were unfortunately canceled. While this was not the senior year any of us expected, it is absolutely one that we will never forget. Though many traditions and opportunities were lost, nothing can erase the memories we have made together over the past years, the challenges we've met head-on, and the victories we've achieved. From the excitement of the first day of kindergarten to finally making it up to the hill, we have been together, forging lifelong friendships along the way. We survived the challenges of freshman year. Sophomore year brought us the start of dual credit classes and more responsibility. As juniors, we were blessed to arrive to a new and improved school, and before we knew it, we were confronted with the bittersweet beginning of the last year, not expecting that the school doors would close at spring break with no opportunity to return to cherish every second and make the most of our last days together. Nevertheless, we absolutely made the best of the time we had this year, not only studying to meet expectations of classes, but also managing to have some fun along the way. Never failing to bring energy, enthusiasm, and plenty of school spirit to each endeavor, we made every moment one to remember. Throughout our lives, we were constantly faced with questions from teachers, parents, and peers about our hopes for the future. What college did we want to go to? What career were we hoping to pursue? I remember having no idea for so long, and before I knew it, the time to decide finally came. Fellow graduates, I hope that no matter what you choose to do in your lives, that you do the best you can and work to leave your mark and have a positive effect in this world. I am proud to be a member of this talented, exceptional graduating class. Although we will all be pursuing different life paths, including education, careers, and adventures, I am eager to see where we all go from here. After all, we are the future politicians, engineers, inventors, doctors, writers, and citizens who will make a difference. And fortunately, God has blessed us with great role models in our families and community, showing us the way to stand up for what is right and help others in need. At times, we may face an uphill journey, but I have faith that each one of us is up for the challenges we will encounter. You are now and will always be a Maverick. Grab life by the horns and do not let go. Follow your dreams and don't let anyone or anything stand in your way. As Steve Jobs said, don't let the noise of other people's opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They know somehow already what you truly want to become. In conclusion, I would like to share a few words from Dr. Seuss. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Thank you, and remember, it has been and always will be a great day to be a Maverick. Thank you.
Sierra, thank you for reminding us all about our ability to chase and achieve our dreams. Sierra and the class of 2020, we know you will make us proud. Now we have come to the high point in our ceremony, where our seniors will receive their hard-earned diplomas. This evening, the certificates will be presented by the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jason Cochran, Mr. Adam Bramlett, and the members of the school board. Will the first row of candidates please rise? Bibiana Alcantar. Alondra Alvarez. Alex Black. Thomas Webb Blaylock. Ethan Randall Bledsoe. Anthony Lane Bonilla. Lauren Elena Bonilla. Bailey Jean Browning. Dylan Ray Broyles. Santino Lynn Camacho.
Dylan Royce Carlton. Haley Abigail Clark. Shatavion Denise Cooper. Melissa Irene Cornett. Nathaniel Cruz. Brooklyn Faith Dar. Elizabeth Ann Daskovich. Mason Anthony Davis. Ethan Blake Dove.
Kagan Doug.
Anthony Grayson Forbes. Brynna Paige Foster. Kendra K. Fullen. Adrian Ali Garcia. Alex Gonzalez. Daniel Aguilar Hernandez. Isaiah Lee Hernandez. Leonardo Hernandez. Myra Hernandez. Christian Herrera Rojas.
Christopher William Hicks. April Nicole Hobbs. Taylor Alexis Hodges. Nalia Naomi Hoyle. Ethan Luke Hull. Bradley Luther Jernigan. Cameron Paige Jones. Hanna Elise Jordon. Joshua Karki.
Gavin Nathan Kidd. Nathan Wayne Majors. Jordan Kendall Mays. Jonathan Wayne McCoy. Macy J. McGaha. Caitlin Elaine McGauley.
Yeah, Caitlin McCoy!
Hannah Faith McGrath. Benjamin Cesar Mendoza. Peyton Riley Menzies. McKenna Rose Marino. Matthew Raymond Marino.
Ashton Leanne Morrow. Anthony Dalen Ochoa. Taylor Alexis Ovalle. Leslie Lizette Palacios. Jesus Patino. Douglas Taylor Payne. Blaine Michael Ramos. Brianna Nicole Rios. Ulysses Rivas.
Kerrigan Renee Roberts. Peyton Matthew Rohan. Julissa Reyes Romero. A.B. Rosales Rodriguez. Austin Cole Rose. Sadie Dalen Sharp. Karis Michelle Shirley. Heath Henry Slavens. Chance Elliott Stewart. Christopher James Taylor.
William Barack Taylor. Jaden Bryce Tibbetts. Laura Kate Tucker. Stephanie Marie Vega. Sierra Sky Wells. Richard D. Whittington. Romero Julian Zamora.
With the class of 2020, Dr. Cochran and members of the Eastland Independent School Board of Trustees, with affirmation that these candidates have completed the requirements established by the Texas Education Agency and the Eastland ISD Board of Trustees, I recommend that these candidates before you be certified as graduates with all the rights, privileges thereof. We declare you graduates of Eastland High School, class of 2020. Now, following tradition, and as soon as I put the mic down, the graduates will sing the alma mater. Now, benediction shall be delivered by Ms. Brynna Foster.
Please pray with me. Father God, thank you for providing us with such a supportive community. I know that you've shown your amazing love through many people, including our parents, friends, teachers, coaches, and band directors. And I thank you for each and every one of them. God, we want to thank you for everything that you've done to get us this far. I pray that when we leave here today, that you will guide us and lead us in the direction you want us to go. For you know the plans, and you have a path already set out for us. Father, guide us through every trial that we face as we go out into the real world with real jobs, real bills, and real problems. Please reveal your plans for our lives and help us to trust you. Thank you for the adventures that we've had these last 13 years and for the opportunities that follow. God, continue to bless us and keep us as we all go our separate ways onto the rest of our lives
and let your will be done in all that we do. Let us not ever forget all who played a part in building the strong foundation that we've established here. I pray these things in Jesus' name, amen.
All right, this is going to be a little different this year. We're going to dismiss the kids to the parking lot. So when we do the pomp and circumstance, they're going to come before you one more time for pictures. And so we ask that you meet your students in the parking lot. We're asking that nobody get on the field tonight. So as Mr. West will lead them out in a single file line, you go ahead and key the pomp and circumstance.